and formerly Anchorage Suzuki Arctic Cat. That place is awesome. Saga continues. Checking out of the Delta Lodge. Super cool spot. We're gonna fuel up here in Delta Junction, Alaska, and then we're gonna head south on the Richardson Highway, which is Route 4, I believe. I'll be fueling at the south end. We're gonna be pushing it on our range a little bit. Yeah. It's 215 miles to Cantwell. So we're going down here, visiting the cave, then we're gonna buck a right on Denali Highway, which is partially gravel. I thought the whole thing was gravel, but it's not the case. Here's Tesoro here. Hopefully they've got gasolina. 90 octane. A little close. And we do have the bladder, but I just don't wanna deal with it, and I don't think we need to. If I just I don't drive too gnarly, throttle happy, you know. A lot of Tesoro fuels here on the south side of Delta Junction, Alaska. Just coming by a couple tanks here. Fort Greely, okay, yeah, United States Army, Fort Greely. We just passed the Alyeska pipeline viewing area. Might be able to get a little, yeah, you can see it there. Kind of neat. Some snow-capped monster mountains in the distance there. just passed over Upper and Lower CZQ Creek. Not too shabby. I think our little trailhead's coming up here soon. Cool, and this is less we have to walk in the boots, so we're pumped. Yeah, June 24th, we're here at the Castner Creek in Alaska off the Richardson Highway. Got in here a little bit, but it kind of turns into a, I don't know, there's this sign here and it kind of turns into what looks like a footpath. So anyways, we're parking here. We're feeling pretty good about leaving the rig there. We're the only one. There's not too many people out and about. I think we've only got 1.5 miles or something to hike. We got our blade, we've got some bear spray handy right here. Certainly some, what looks like maybe caribou tracks through here, or elk maybe. Yeah, you kind of see little bits of hoof kind of doing it. But man, look at these surroundings. The last couple days, I don't think anyone's out here now. But we'll find out. There was one RV parked on the other side of the highway, on the other side of the creek, so they could potentially be out here hiking. But I'm gonna save my breath and just try to get us up there and do some photography, man. How neat is this? I was thinking too with these Guyanes, if I get into a scrap, I could totally drop kick a grizzly in the chops whilst bear spraying him. Probably give him a real Bilbo rude awakening. There's a stream pissing through here. Wow. Bilbo on a little side mission. Alright, Bilbo's a little out of shape and he's not doing super well on navigation. My phone keeps kind of moving around a little bit about where this thing is, and it's all this kind of river washed out area. So I did some scrambling up on that hill and then checked my phone. Looked like it was saying it was on the other side of the river. Now it's looking like it's saying it's right around this corner. So let's see if we can finally find this thing. Hey, it's old Bilbo. We're here at this Castner Glacier Ice Cave. It's kind of interesting. It's completely thawing, like as we speak. There's just tons of debris sloughing down. This is all ice though. You can kind of make it out. There's chunks of ice that caved off the top. This is all ice. That's thick ice covered in dirt right there. And then all along here, this is all ice. So, yeah. I guess we're standing on a glacier covered in rock and thawing. So. Anyways, off we go. Back to the bike, back to Richardson Highway, down to the Denali Highway, and to Brush Canna Campground is the goal. We'll see. Back in the saddle. Did the little Castner Glacier Ice Cave hike, and it was a little bit of a letdown, I guess. It wasn't super photogenic, and we couldn't enter it, which was kind of like, I was looking forward to doing that, but no, the whole floor base was a gushing river. So, and it was just really thawed out and collapsing and probably dangerous to go in anyway, so it might have been a blessing that we weren't even tempted to go in. But yeah, look at this, and we're in pretty good shape, man. We're just gonna make our little way out of here, following this little trail. Pretty fun. Beautiful, man. This is a pretty cool little track with these surroundings. It's a neat combo. Oh, let's go over here. You have the front wheel up a little bit. Good times, good times. There's a Richardson monument. Little situation there. Office Alpine, but yeah, Alaska 8, that's us. It's up here a little bit. Look at this beat up deal. Yeah, let's run the old Denali Highway. Check it out, y'all. We're in Alaska. Denali Highway, Route 8. This is cool. Great. Gukana River. Okay, that's what that one was. And that hatchery was named after the river. Here we go. Cantwell, 136 miles. So, yeah, we're golden now. Hey, just stepping out of Tangle Lakes Lodge here. Pretty cool. I just went in there and they've got like a little gift shop as you enter, and a little kid was hanging out at the cash register and took my order, and I ordered a corn dog and fries for $8, and it was actually a pretty generous portion of fries, and they were good, and yeah, it worked out, and got a coffee and a Gatorade. So total was $13, and was a nice little stop, man. I guess they got a couple little cabins here that you can rent, and they got a little lake hiding out right. Yeah, I mean, shit, you can see it. There it is. There's a cabin down by the water, and then they got a couple smaller ones over here. But yeah, real neat little spot, man. Happy I pulled in there. Got a nice coffee. It kind of warmed me up a little bit, and the Gatorade hydrated me, and the corn dog and the fries sitting good on the old belly. Came around a corner or over a crest, and it just turned into all this, so had to turn the camera back on. Man, look at that. Man, and then you look over there and it's just like, sweet Jesus. Got a fresh battery in here. We're on the Denali Highway. We've been at it for like an hour, maybe in a change. Well, yeah, like 60 miles worth of we're probably like midway of it between Paxton and Cantwell in this region. And yeah, it turns out this thing's like coming at us. So it caught up to me and rained on me, and I just outran it, and to the point where I could pull over to switch this battery out, because this valley down here is beautiful. We got a little wet, but I wouldn't say we got soaked. But we got rained on. Yeah, hopefully we get that like advantage, because we just like came down in elevation, I don't know, maybe 600 feet. But yeah, look at this over here. This is what we were looking at, and that up there, it's just magnificent, man. Okay, Susitna River. the Susitna River. Wow. Sweet, man. This is freaking sweet. Okay, here we go. Leaving Mata Noose, whatever, Susitna Borough. It's a borough. How about that? Entering Denali Borough. Okay, shit. Might try this little bluesberry motel, and I think if that doesn't work, we're just gonna head towards Talkeetna and see what else we can find down yonder. What do they got, man? We had an absolute ball running that what do you call it, the Denali Highway, Route 8. It was just glorious, man. It was kind of like a paved deal on the eastern side near Paxson side of things, and then it kind of like turned into like a narrow paved thing with a lot of potholes, and then yeah, later on it turned into a gravel unit for like probably the last 50 miles or so, and it was super fun to run and just incredibly scenic, not unlike what we're seeing here. But now we're on Parks Highway, I believe it's called, and we've got our wallet. But yeah, we're gonna head into Talkeetna. It's 2 hours away, so we won't get there till 7:15 or something, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna get a campsite, and hopefully there's like some cafe or something where I can poach some internet, because yeah, I don't know, getting lodging this late in the evening is kind of